Hi there, Stephen Cafaro with CC Stevens and Associates. Today I'm doing a little quick video for my customers that have the PCS clean table. They get it, they unwrap it, they take it off the pallet, and it's not working the way they want it to, or there's some adjustments they need to make. These are all need to be kind of calibrated once you get it, because they're going to move and shift, and some valves could be shut or closed. And I'm just going to show you some of the things from the most important to the least important once you get your PCS clean table. So once you get it, I've raised this top hood all the way up. First thing you're gonna do is obviously measure the height that you need and then lower that. There are 3 different adjustment knobs, 1 in the front, 2 in the back, that we can adjust that and then lower it down to the height we need. We probably want at least a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch clearance to the top of the tray. If you can get away with more, that's fine, but about a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch to the top of that tray, that allows that capturing to happen and we're not suffocating that vacuum. The second, and even the most important, on the very back here, there is a valve gate for the top hood. So this valve gate is now opened, but if I slide it to the right, it's gonna close, and you can see the hole here that opens it. We wanna make sure that is all the way open. We want as much vacuum on the top of the hood as we possibly can. And once we do that, let's just set that so that doesn't shift or move. Once that's done, we wanna then calibrate the bottom hood. We really don't, 99% of our applications are gonna be for cleaning the top side of the tray. So we really don't need that much vacuum at the bottom, but we wanna have enough that any airborne particulate that is just bouncing around can get sucked down through gravity and through that bottom hood. So we use a 3/16 Allen, and if you look up, we can either open that valve all the way up, and then please come up top here, Bethany, and so you can see the hood. Or if I turn to the right, I can close that bottom hood completely. We kind of like it at a 20 or 30% opening. So once we open it up to about 20, 30%, we can pull out the 3/16 Allen and we're done there. So that covers the vacuum, top and bottom. I'm looking for like 70 or 80% of that vacuum to be up top and about 20 to 30% below. We can do 100% if you really want to get crazy and get all of that vacuum up top, but we found through all of our testing that 30-70, 20-80 split's perfect. Once that's set, it's now the air tubes. The air tubes, again, can shift in shipping. The air tubes, we want to make sure we have a 20 to 30 degree back towards the hood configuration. We want that air to be shearing that tray at a 20-degree angle, blowing that particulate back towards the hood. So there's gonna be 2 set screws on that air tube that you can adjust, turn that angle of the tube, and then reset that and lock that in place. That's gonna be for both top and bottom, remember, right? So we have an air tube on the top side and an air tube on the bottom side. Again, the most important one is gonna be that air tube on the top side. Let's get that at a 20-degree or 30-degree angle back towards the vacuum hood. Once that's done, then we can adjust air pressure, top and bottom. Again, most of our emphasis is going to be on that top hood. So I try to start at least at 40 pounds of pressure on my top hood, anywhere between 5 to 10 PSI on my bottom hood. I really don't need a lot of blow off on the bottom of the tray. I want the majority of that blow off to happen at the top of the tray. You can exceed 40. What we don't want to do is we just don't want to blow particulate past the hoods. And sometimes if you exceed that to 70, 80, 90, 100 pounds of pressure, that could happen. But we are pulling all of 500 CFM of air up here, so we should have plenty of vacuum. If you need more, the blowers have the capacity to get us even a little bit greater. And I will create another video to show you how to do that, to get more capacity out of the blowers if we need to dial that up again. But nearly all my applications up to now, we have not had to do that. 500 CFM is perfect. We just need to measure and make sure we're getting the majority of that vacuum at the top of the hood. Once the PSI is set, we are ready to turn on. Once we turn on the unit, we'll come back here again. There are 2 static bars. They cover this backside Bethany. And the green lights will illuminate from the bars, top and bottom, to ensure that we are working in the ionization is happening. So as long as those green lights are present, those bars are actively neutralizing the static, which is critical in the application. Those are my tips. That's really all we need to do to get this thing up and running. It needs a little tweaking. Every application is a little bit different. Everyone's going to require a little bit more vacuum or a little bit more blow off, but those are the ways you can adjust it right there in house. Any questions, feel free to give us a call, but hopefully this video was informative. Have a great day.